Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin at crackedfemalecode.com. Okay, let's talk about sight and the ability to see. Ye have eyes, yet you cannot see. You have ears, yet you cannot hear. You have a mind, yet you cannot know. What does that mean? It means you haven't opened up, and because you haven't opened up, you can't see the truth that's right in front of you. Now, men in particular are the ones who really have this problem. Women are much more aware than men are, and here's the reason why. The right brain is the open brain. It's the conscious brain. It's the brain that sees, hears, feels, smells, and tastes. It's the awareness brain. It's in the present moment. The left brain is stuck in a box. You're thinking, and okay, when you go into your right brain, you connect to your five senses, which are your awareness tools. Now, here's the challenge with men. I figured this out after probably 4 or 5 years working with men, maybe 8 years. It dawned on me one day, like, why do I keep meeting these men that keep doing this? And it was something that I teach, and I'll explain it real briefly. And it hit me one day. So here's what I do. I teach men how to open up to the right brain. A lot of men will go into complete and total revolt. They'll yell at me. They'll scream. They'll argue. One guy just took off like the 4th day of the training, and then he ended up calling me later. It was literally like a month later. Said, hey, I'm really sorry I did that, but I didn't like opening up. It freaked me out. It scared me. I didn't understand it. Here's why. What I began to realize is that men hide behind their logic from reality. The right brain is the reality brain. It's in the present moment. So when you got men telling women, oh, you're not in reality, that's nothing more than a projection. You're the one who's not in reality if you're not open to the five senses. Now, if you know the basics of the scientific method, it's a really simple. I'm just going to break it down super simple, okay? Because otherwise the video is going to be too long. But it really is a simple process. What you want to do is you want to do A/B testing. Now, if you're going to test, this germ against this antibiotic or this vitamin or whatever you're testing, you need a pure, keyword, pure environment. But the problem is, in reality, bacteria intermixes with germs, and germs may intermix with molecules and electrons and atoms and different on the table chart, different what is it called? Hold on. Sorry, the periodic table of elements, from copper to iron to this to that, and then you've got everything outside of that, from germs to heat, from temperature changes to moisture to wet to everything, to salt, sodium, selenium, everything. And here's the deal. That's reality. When you do the scientific method, you are completely stepping out of reality. Now here's my point. That's the left brain. The left brain is the either or, the A or B testing brain. It's like, it's either A or it's B. And that's the scientific method. We want to break everything down to what happens when we mix this element with this element, or with this thing, vitamin with this thing, or this germ with this whatever, or this bacteria with it. We don't want to have all these other things mixed in, because then we don't know, like, well, if we add this, how do we know how that affects it? Was it really that, or was all the other stuff that was involved? So you want a pure environment with A and B, and that's it. And then we're going to do A and B testing. That is not reality. You're not seeing the whole picture. You're not seeing how all the pieces fit together. This is why a lot of men will use a strategy to get the girl to get laid, to pick up on a girl, and it doesn't work, but they lie to themselves. Oh, I get girls all the time. Oh, I get laid all the time. Or okay, I'll give you. And yet I'm like, oh, okay, fine. Hey, let's go to the nearest coffee shop. Show me. doesn't work at coffee shops. Guys, I've heard so much bullshit. So I'm going to give you a couple real life examples. So Adam, that I had a video a little while back. I don't know when I'm going to upload this video. So it might be actually a week later because I got a bunch of videos already uploaded. So Adam came in. I'll go really brief. Sorry, I had to clear my throat. So Adam flew in from London, and every day, he would, like, any chance he could get in, he'd tell me how he took the best courses from Vinda Carlo to the Mystery and all these other guys, right? D'Angelo and whatever. And so he kept bragging and said, "Oh, they're so expensive, and I spent all this money on them, and I've read all their books, and I've took their home study programs, and I went out to Vegas and San Diego, and I went to Los Angeles, and to a course in London, a course in Germany, and he took all these courses for 10 years, and I literally had to go, well, how well did that work for you?" And he goes, "Oh man, it was awesome, it was great." It's like, oh, okay. Now you gotta understand, I'm sitting there going, I'm in California, I'm in the Bay Area, and this dude flew out from London to take my course. Now, in my mind, I'm like, if these courses are so fucking awesome and they're the best in the world, what are you doing here? I wouldn't be spending more money on getting laid or picking up on women or how to get into a relationship. I'd be out there meeting women, dude. I'm just being real. And this is where, we cut through the bullshit. I'm going to tell you right now, one thing you're going to learn when you take my course, we cut through the bullshit. I started martial arts at 4 years old, and I started competitively fighting and boxing at the age of 9 years old. And let me tell you something. The first time someone punched me in the nose and my nose bled and it stung and my eyes watered and I couldn't see for about 10 seconds, and this guy's punching the shit out of me before the referee stopped it and gave me an 8 count. From that point forward, life became reality. Reality was literally in my face. Every practice I went to, I listened to the coach, I did exactly what he fucking told me. And that's how I got good enough to win the state championship. But my point isn't the victory of a state championship. My point is this. Every day when I went to practice, I was practicing like a psycho. Remember the other guys who were afraid to compete? They got lazy. "Oh, you don't have to do that." And I'm like, fuck you, dude. I'm doing what the coach says. Fuck that. I am not going to get fucking hurt like that again. I dove into the deep end of the school of reality, the school of hard knocks. If you don't do it right, you're going to get your ass kicked. My whole mentality is about reality, because then I got into wrestling, then I got into football, then I got into kickboxing, and I fought on the national level, and I became a national champion in kickboxing. Do you know why? Because I didn't fucking lie to myself. Because at a young age, I learned that will fuck you up. So here's the deal. I'm used to being around guys who are getting punched and kicked and busting their ass and pushing it, jogging 7 miles a day and doing 100, 200, 300 push-ups and sit-ups and just everything they can do to get the edge to be the best. So I started working with guys in the dating relationship thing, and I kept just hearing all this bullshit. And now you gotta understand, I wasn't used to this. I was used to coaches screaming at us, "God damn it, stop bullshitting around, you're fucking lying, you're not being honest with your fucking self." I mean, I remember coaches would kick guys out of the gym. "Don't fucking come back until you're ready to do the fucking work." When I became a coach, if a guy fucking didn't show up for practice 3 times, we were done. You cannot get results if you're going to live a lie. It's not going to fucking work. Now, this course is really about getting you to see things for the way they are. Now, here's the deal. I really understand human beings, especially men, because you're in the either or brain, which blocks out literally, like, how pure does the water have to be that you put under the microscope when you mix the stuff together? Was it 96.9% or 99 point? I think it was 96.9, but it was something like that. It had to be not perfectly pure, but damn near perfectly pure. Maybe it was 99.6, something like that. So that mentality means you refuse to deal with reality. You're just like, no, I'm not doing it. Now, here's the deal. Men are afraid of dealing with reality. Men are afraid of getting hurt emotionally. Here's why. Boys, men, we are born using our left brain, okay? Now, when you are a little kid, you're both left and right brain, but as you get older, testosterone starts to pick up. So about 11 years old, 10, 11 years, 12 years old, testosterone's starting to lift. And what happens is testosterone shoves you into your logical left brain, and it closes you off from your right brain. And our society does not really require boys to develop their right brain, which is music and art and poetry and singing and dancing and all this right brain stuff. We have a bare minimum. I think it's like one class a semester, and sometimes it's one class for one semester a year. But some people that I know that, okay, my goddaughter went to high school were like, your art requirement was very, very minimal. It was, she never sang in her life. She never took drums and rhythm. Now, I was lucky. I lived in Wisconsin, and we had to do drums and rhythm, choir. We had to do music theory. We had to do all that. We had to learn musical instruments, like everything. It was a constant right brain situation. So I developed my right brain a lot. And by the way, that's what we're going to be doing in this course. The techniques that I teach you are going to teach you how to access your right brain. And then I'm going to teach you how to use it over and over and over and over so it becomes natural. So here's what happens. So when boys start getting hurt when they get older, when they're about 8th or 9th, 7th, 8th, 9th grade, they realize, oh, fuck that. All I have to do is go into my ego, hide behind my logic, and I don't have to feel those fucking emotions, and I don't get fucking hurt. Fuck that. So our strategy is hide from the world, hide from ourselves, and hide from our emotions, and therefore, I don't get hurt. Well, guess what? Women are doing the complete opposite. Here's what I mean. Women are born using their right brain naturally. It's their home. It's what they do. It's just like us. Our left brain is our home. It's what we do. Here's the deal. Like a lot of people, older women or women in their 20s, 30s, 40s. Oh yeah, it's because men. It was a nurture thing. Like they were taught to be left brain. No, we're born using our left brain. When our testosterone kicks in, it shoves us into our right brain. And since we're not learning how to open up, we're just left brain dudes. Here's what women do. Number one, they use the right brain. It's their go-to for everything they deal with. It's because it's what they know. It's not even a thought. They're doing it without even knowing they're doing it. It's the same thing with you. You're doing left brain stuff without realizing you're doing it. When you take my course, when I open you up to the other side, you're going to be extremely conscious of the difference between your left brain and your right brain. Every man I take this through goes, holy shit. Here's what women do. Women begin to learn how to, and literally consciously and actively deal with hurt emotions. Men don't. Boys don't do that. So they never learn how to do it. Instead, you spend your entire time not dealing with it and shoving that shit down. That causes a whole slew of problems. Now, let me give you an example of what women do. Okay, so I was at my friend Mark's house. She used to live in Piedmont, which is an extremely elite area. You have to be uber rich to live there. So we were out having a small group, maybe a dozen people, maybe 24 people at the pool party. We were having barbecue, watermelon, everything. It was summer here in California. And what happened was the two girls were in. So when you walk in the two doors, you go into like it's like the TV room. There's two TV rooms. This was kind of like the casual one. The kids can play their video games. So his two daughters, True and Sarah, were on the two couches, and they were looking at each other and talking. And True had gotten hurt at school. One of the girls was really mean to her, embarrassed her. And it was just downright mean. And she was really sad. And so as I walked in, they were kind of off to my left. I heard Sarah go. No, it was the other way around. Sarah got hurt. So True goes, well, Sarah, when I get hurt like that, the way I deal with it is I just kind of hold it in until I get home, and then I take a hot shower or a warm bath with salt or Epsom salt, and then I just, light a candle, and then sometimes I play sad music, and then I cry it out. And then what I do is I curl up in bed, and I just hold myself. And then I let myself just fall asleep. And when I wake up, I feel a lot better. When I heard this as I was walking through, I was mind blown. So here's the deal. I remember my goddaughter doing this in high school. with her friends and them, and as I reflect back, it's like, oh, that's right. I remember girls in middle school and high school talking to each other. As a boy, I'm like, whatever, like who cares, And that's what men do. By the time a girl is 18 years old, for the most part, they have a really good series of strategies on how to deal with their emotions, meaning deal with reality. Not only that, but they've developed a mindset of how to learn stuff and figure stuff out and deal with stuff, etc., especially when it comes to emotions, feelings, relationships, social situations. Whereas men, hey guys, you suck at this stuff because you just say, fuck that, I'm hiding behind my logic. So instead, you look at women like they're fucking robots. And you do. I know I'm going to point it out. You're not going to admit it, but you do. You look at them like they're robots, and they're supposed to function this way, Mike. It's A or B. It can't be both. It's either all good or all bad. They can't do this other stuff. All right, I told you the story a while back about Andrew. So we're pulling up to the Matrix in San Francisco. It was a really famous club at the time. Now it's called the White Rabbit. We were about a block and a half up, and we were kind of going parked on the downhill, a little bit of the downhill. And I saw this girl. She was walking down in the same direction that we were going to go. And Andrew was this guy that was completely a bit oblivious. He couldn't see shit. And Andrew sees the girl. I'm like, Andrew, no, trust me, not this one. Just, Andrew, I'll explain it when she goes by. He goes, fuck you, dude. You just don't want me to get a girl. I'm like, no, Andrew, please. Andrew, I'll explain it. I promise. Just let her go. He jumps out, hey, what's going on, babe? And, hey, how you doing? All this bullshit. And she just like, she's like stoic. She's just walking straight forward, acts like she doesn't, just walks right by him. He goes, hey man, I'm just trying to say hi. I'm just trying to get to know you, and she kept walking. And he goes, fuck you, you fucking bitch. And then she turns around. She goes, my dad just died. And she's fucking bawling. And here's the thing. Tears were pouring out of her eyes before we even pulled over. Because when I looked at her when we parked, like, you could see her crying. And he's looking at her. Now here's the deal. Men are looking at tits and ass. Ooh, she's hot. Oh, fucking look at that. Ooh, she's fucking fine. He didn't even bother to fucking look to see what kind of mood she was in. This is something I'm going to teach you how to do in the course. To see, to hear, to know. You have to learn how to open up to the right brain. So when Jesus says you have eyes yet you cannot see, it's because you're so far in your left brain that you're literally blind. You've blinded yourself. You've literally blocked out 96 to 99% of all reality. You're looking down this little tube straight forward. That's why you guys use the word like direct, to the point, and straightforward. You're looking down a little tube. It's like you're looking down a scope on a freaking hunting rifle, and you got that little crosshairs on either the target, whether your target or on a deer or an animal. You're only seeing down that little fucking tube. That is not all reality. But this is what we call focused. I mean, like, you got to be focused. Not when it comes to women. You want to open up wide open so you can see the whole mountain, the whole field, all the way to the sunset, all the way to the left, all the way to the right. This is how you can relate to women. And I'm going to teach you how to do this. So Andrew is a perfect example how men look at women like, well, fuck her, she's just a bitch. Or she just got raped. Or her dad just died, or she just got in a car accident, or she might have a concussion, or she might have diarrhea, or she might have to take a shit really fucking bad. Men just like they don't look for other signs of reality. She's hot. I want her number. I want to fuck her. That's it, Mike. I'm looking down the scope. Yeah, I know. And she's on her period right now. She's bleeding and she's going to the store to get a tampon. Like, you guys never think of this stuff. Gee, Mike, I block out reality and I don't understand why women do not like me. I'm in a box. It's because you're in the box. By the way, scientifically, psychologically, the left brain is in the box thinking. When people say think outside of the box, they literally mean open up to the open brain, which is the right brain. Over the years, a lot of my clients would be like, how did you get so good at understanding women? Because a lot of these guys have read a lot of books. Some of them, one client had his master's degree in psychology and another master's degree in communication. He didn't understand women for shit. It's because I got really good at opening up to my right brain. I used the same techniques I'm going to teach you, and I practiced them and practiced them and practiced them and all of a sudden, see, I'm telling you, when you open up to your right brain, you go like, holy shit, I can see it. Like, yes, that's what I'm saying. You'll see it with your own fucking eyes. You won't need me to tell you rules and steps and don't do this if she does that. Step number 1, rule number 2, rule number 457.56, page 453. I mean, you're not going to have to memorize shit. You'll see it. You'll see it. You'll hear it. You'll feel it. I swear on my soul. This is a life transformation, stepping you into your own power. This is a complete mind shift. This is a complete conditioning of shifting you into your own present moment, in your own mind, in your own body, in your own flesh, so you can see, so you can know, so you can hear for yourself. And then you'll start to figure it out on your own. Here, okay, watch this. I promise you, you're going to call me up for the next 6 months, about every other week or maybe twice a week. Mike, I'm at the coffee shop and there's this poster, advertising this seminar thing or this musical. I'm like, yeah. And you know that stuff you taught me about how women process language? I'm like, yeah. It's in this poster. I'm like, yeah, I told you. It's everywhere. It's always been everywhere. It wasn't hidden from you. You hid from it. A or B thinking, you block out 96.9% or maybe it's 99%. I have to look that up. If someone knows what that is, but you blocked out almost 99% of all reality. Of course you couldn't see it. And when you do, I promise you, it's almost like your jaw's gonna drop and you're gonna be like, shit, this has been in front of my face my entire life. And I didn't fucking open up to see it. It's like your eye saw it, but your brain didn't see it. The you inside couldn't see it. It didn't get past your eyeball. So instead, you know what men do? They come to me and they lie, and they lie, and they lie. And you know, I can't. It's almost like I can't blame them because they've been hiding behind their logic so long. They literally think, well, this is reality. No, it fucking is not. That's like literally 1 to 2% of reality. You are seeing such a small piece of the puzzle. It's not even funny. Now, here's something that men do, and we do it more than women, okay? So here's what I mean. We'll use a strategy that just does not work. It just does not fucking work. It doesn't get us what we want. But here's the thing, though. But Mike, I know how to do this. And then I say, but Adam, it's not fucking working. Here's the deal. In NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, they train us to spot unconscious patterns. Okay, and what I'll do is I will bring them up for you to see, because it's not even you. People in general, okay, in the old days, 60s, 70s, 80s, men, let's say you got a super salesman, like he could sell anything. Everyone's like, you should write a book. You can make a lot of money and write a book, and a lot of people will buy it. Well, people read it, and they might get 2% out of it, because here's the deal. When you do something over and over and over, it's generally an unconscious process. These are unconscious learnings. So when he writes the book, he doesn't even know what he's doing consciously. So when other people read the book, they're just like, I don't know what he's doing, and like, didn't work for me. So NLP came along, and we'll look at someone like, oh shit, he's not conscious that he's doing these 3 steps right here. He doesn't know that he's doing this 4th thing and this 5th thing. What we do is we're trained to see what people are doing on a neurological level, on an unconscious level. All right, I'm going to give you a really stupid example that just blew my mind. So here I'm in college, and they're teaching us, okay, the male mating system connects to the optic nerve, which connects to the back of his eyes. Therefore, visual stimuli is what they call it. So they get so caught up in their egotistical words, that they don't, it's like they're saying it, but they don't, it's like they say it, but they don't even hear what they're saying. So they talk about how it connects to the optic nerve, which connects to the eyes, and therefore visual stimuli triggers his mating system and makes him horny and makes him want to fuck, okay? What do you mean visual? Her tits, her ass, videos, porno, we're looking at images, that's visual, videos, that's visual. That doesn't work for a woman. The female mating system, then they go on, the female mating system has a nerve that curves off to the right brain, keyword right brain, the right brain's communication center. Now I'm sitting there in class and going, the right brain's communication center? So that means logic will literally turn her off. And I was like, so wait a minute. That means there's got to be a right brain form of language that literally triggers her mating system and makes her want to have sex with you. It turns her on sexually and makes her, I'm just going to cuss, and makes her want to fuck you. Now here's the weird thing. None of these fucking psychologists or psychiatrists knew this. I mean, how many years have they've known this for over hundreds of years. This isn't something new. So here I am in my 20s looking at it, and I even went up to the professor and said, well, doesn't that mean blah? He goes, no. I'm like, it does. So now we know. Now we understand there's a hidden language. It's called the internal language that triggers her mating system. You guys keep trying to pay for shit. There's no words in a dollar bill. There's no words in money. Every woman I talked to, even my goddaughter, when she was 16 or 18 years old, somewhere around, I think she was a senior, so maybe 18. I had her attend one of my courses, so if my clients had questions, because men, here's another thing, men, you blindly believe women. A fucking kid who's never spent a day in college, never studied psychology, never studied the brain or the neurology or the wiring or nothing, and you'll listen to a girl go, uh-huh, and go, oh, okay, well then I believe you, Mike. You're like, wait, what? That's a horrible strategy. But if it works for men, fuck it. So after the course, now I had never talked this about my goddaughter before. So afterwards, I'm like, she responded so naturally. She's nodding, like, yep. And I'm like, wait, what do you mean? And she goes, well, yeah. And she looked at me afterwards. She goes, you mean you didn't know that? I'm like, well, no. I had to learn it in psychology, and I had to learn it, by putting the pieces together, by learning how to open up to my right brain, and blah blah blah, and then seeing the results. That's when I really saw it. She goes, well, I've known this since I was a teenager. I'm like, why? Like, how'd you? She goes, I mean, that's just the way I am. And that's the problem. Men are not wired that way, so it's something that we're oblivious to. And I don't blame you for this part. What I do blame you if someone scientifically comes along and says, hey, there's a nerve that connects to her right brain. Women are not fucking visual. But Mike, they have to be visual. Why? Because you are? I'm fucking telling you. Dollar bills, expensive dinners, that shit does not trigger her mating system. You're right. She'll spread her legs to get your money, but that's a financial exchange that has nothing to do with her loving you. And you wonder, why did she divorce me 7 years later? Because she wanted to be loved. So Adam kept telling me how, oh, well, I've taken all these courses and their techniques, and I've developed them, I've practiced over and over. And I'm going to tell you something. I purposely took him to this big restaurant where the waitresses were cute, and there's women everywhere at the bar. Classy place, real nice restaurant with a bar like lifted up, like you had to walk up 3 stairs to go to that level. Really nice place, a great place, lovely place to meet people, meet women. Not a single woman would talk to him. They wouldn't even look at him. Waitresses were walking from the other side of the frickin' restaurant to come over to help me. I'm like, is this your section? She's like, no, I just thought maybe I could help you. I'm like, well, we already have a waitress. She goes, oh, okay. And Adam, now this was like the 5th time, Adam was like, what is the deal with women in you? I'm like, I'm telling you, that shit that you learned, it doesn't fucking work. And you're not willing to admit it to yourself. So then I had another client, and he was a fairly wealthy dude at the time. Now this was probably late 90s, maybe early 2000s. He was making about $250,000 a year. I wouldn't say rich and wealthy, but he's doing pretty well. And his strategy was he told me, well, I took this girl out and I spent this much money, and I took her to this restaurant. It cost like $500, and I bought a bottle of champagne. I think it was a $200 bottle, and I did this, and I spent this much, and we went out the next night. I spent $200 on her, took her to the best clubs. It was $50 each to get in, and each drink minimum was, I think it was like $30 or $28, and I'm just looking at this guy like, well, I said, what was your purpose? He goes, well, I wanted to get laid. I'm like, well, how long have you been dating this woman? He goes, oh, about 3 months. And so we added up how much he spent. It was over $20,000. I'm like, well, how long have you guys been having sex? And he goes, oh, we haven't had sex yet. I'm like, oh, well, have you been like making out and, touching her body, and sorry to be crude, but fingering and stuff? He goes, no, not yet. We haven't kissed yet. And I'm like, what the fuck? Now, I didn't say that, but I go, so why do you do this? Why? And I literally said, why do you use this strategy? He goes, oh, it's the fastest way to get the girl. It's the fastest way to get laid. I'm like, 3 fucking months? $20,000? That's not fast. I go, if you do it right, you can do it in 45 minutes. Here's the deal. He really believed that. And on the other hand, he came to me and he told me, like, yeah, I'm having problems getting a girlfriend and this and this and that. And yet he's relying on the strategy that just doesn't work. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to completely blow out all the limiting beliefs, all the bullshit beliefs that you have. We're going to blow that out of the fucking water, okay? We are going to show you how it works, what works, and then we're going to go out in reality called life, called the world, and we're going to talk to women. You can call there's some things you can talk to your mom about or your sister. We're going to challenge this and put it to the test. 100% of the women that I talk to about my course are like, well, yeah, you mean, and this is what they say. They're like, you mean men don't know this? I'm like, no. It's the same thing with my goddaughter's like, well, I don't understand. Like, what? Why do you have to teach this to them? I'm like, because men don't know this. She's like, why? Every woman I teach this to says that. Why? I don't understand. And then when they understand, they're like, oh, I thought men just didn't care. I thought they were selfish. I thought they were just bastards. A lot of women have a huge emotional release when it comes to learning this stuff. Here's the deal. Do you really want to learn? Take the first step. Buy my book, Crack the Female Code, or get the ultimate package, which has Crack the Female Code, Get the Girl, and Keep the Girl, and then it has sex signals. I think it's called the guide now, but it also has the bonus section where you are introduced to the hidden language or the hidden words, which we'll then expand on in the course. Go to my website right now. It's going to be seductionpower.com soon. I'm going to change the URL in about a week. Right now it's crackthefemalecode.com. If you want results and you want to be like Adam, buy the book and then take the course, period. From England, London. All right, so far, we're about 2/3 through the course. What do you think about it?
Oh, it's awesome, man. I'm learning all about it. I went through some really deep hypnotic states.
Right.
I realized like how to internalize.
Right.
So I felt really good.
So what did you say about my course overall?
Said it was awesome. Yeah, you are a genius because of learning about neuro-linguistic programming, hypnosis.
What did he say? Internalize, internal awareness techniques. That's what I taught him. But Mike, those words are weird to me because they're foreign to you, because you were purposely blocked from them at a very young age. You were shamed and humiliated to stay open, and this is how women have more power than men now. Your power is in your internal system. It comes from your right brain, which is the internal system. Here's the really interesting thing. You're thinking, well, won't women get mad then? No. For men who can break through, it's like a code. When they can break through their own... See, I call it Crack the Female Code. Women do have a code, but we're really cracking your code to open you back up to you, to your own internal power. It's inside you. It's not outside. It's not in a thing. It's not in a car. It's not in a bank account. It's inside you. When a woman sees a man that has finally accessed himself, that's the man she wants. Period. End of sentence. The reason why men are bitching, moaning, and complaining is because they don't know what the fuck this is, let alone how to do it. So women aren't attracted to them. To the majority of men, 90+% of men, women are like, oh my God, he's so irritating, fuck. And you can't understand why women aren't committed to you and why they're cheating and why they're doing, because they're not getting what they want, what triggers their mating system, what gives them emotional fulfillment, that makes them love. Now, I know a lot of guys are like, my God, I loved my wife. I know you did, but you did it in the male way, which she cannot process. Neurologically, her brain can't process that. You have to do it in the internal way. Now, she can connect with it. She can understand. She can relate. She can feel your love. Now she knows you love her. The other way is foreign, odd, strange, and weird to her. She's like, why? Women go, why does he do that? I'm like, that's the way men express their love. And one lady goes, really? She says, wow, my husband does that all the time. They were on the verge of divorce. They had already filed for divorce. This is why she came to see me. She goes, so my husband does love me. I'm like, yeah. Now, for her, just logically knowing that was good enough. But that doesn't mean that she actually could feel emotional love from him. because he never came in to learn how to do it. He just kept buying her shit and paying for dinners and fixing stuff and all the stuff men think women like, but it doesn't do anything for them. Women cannot feel love from the external system, which is the male brain, the male language, and the male system. They have to feel it internal, which means you're going to have to learn how to use, first of all, open up to, and then use and develop the ability to use the internal system. Once you learn how to do this, all the problems go away, and all of a sudden you understand women. Literally, you're going to be like, holy shit, I understand what she's saying now. I'm telling you, you're going to understand women for the first time in your life. Right now, go to crackedfemalecode.com and buy my book, Cracked Female Code, and read it. Get it done. Make it happen. Your eyes are going to be open. This is the first major step. Then take my course. It is expensive, but it is an investment that will last for a lifetime. And the more time goes by, the more you understand. I'm telling you, that first 6 months is going to be a massive rush of information. You're just going to be listening to women, talking to women, listening to a song, watching a movie. All of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. You're going to have so many learnings and so many understandings all by yourself for 6 months. And then it continues on for more than 2 years. Get the book and be like Adam. By the way, I wanted to ask you something. Do you like this wood?
I do. It's good wood, man.
Take a look at the wood. but you're not hypnotized, are you?
You may have triggered a few staves.
Well, let's look at the wood. Is there anything special about the wood? I don't want you to imagine the first time you looked at the wood and started laughing now. No, I do not hypnotize people. I put them in. So let me ask you a question. Would you say you've been happier than you've been in a long time?
I felt some pretty high states, man. I'm crying, dude.
Alright guys, that's it for this kick-ass video. I hope you are finally getting the message, that you're finally understand there is something here in this course that you will not get anywhere on the planet. Stop getting your ass kicked in dating, relationships, love, and sex. Start taking charge of your life. Buy my book, Cracked Female Code. That's it, guys. Just be awesome, kick ass, make it happen. And you're going to start experiencing some high states. Your life is about to have a breakthrough. You're about to shift to the next level. That's it, guys. Go to my website, crackedfemalecode.com or seductionpower.com, depending on when you find this video. Remember, if you like this video, click subscribe, click the like button, go ahead and make a comment. And that's it, guys. I'll see you at the next seminar. Remember, the book is a requirement. You have to read it before. If you can't read, find someone to read it to you, or put it into one of those programs where it reads it to you. It is a requirement before you take the course. Otherwise, you're going to have a nervous breakdown like Adam did the first time he came out. He didn't read it. He told me he did. Turns out he started to read it, but he didn't even get past the first section. Alright guys, that's it. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.